Sometimes making videos is hard. Sometimes I don't know what to talk about, and I come to the end of the day and I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to say? Why do I have to do another one of these things? And it brings me back to the concept of consistency, which I think is probably the most powerful force that humans have access to, because consistency is a superpower, and it's not one that you have to be born with. It's one that anybody can develop. I think if you look at the most successful people in the world, they certainly have brains, talent, whatever you want to say, but the ones that really make it, the ones that are Hall of Famers, the ones that are the greatest ever, the ones that are the people that you remember and can think of off the top of your head, I think something that they probably all mastered at some point along the way was consistency. And if they didn't, then you might not remember them. Or maybe you remember them for the fact that they weren't consistent, that they fell off, that they, rose quickly, shined bright, and then extinguished themselves. I remember watching something about Jerry Seinfeld, and he was talking about that concept and how initially in his career he would kind of write, a couple of times a week. He would, write jokes, sit down, do whatever, or just write when inspiration struck. And then he was sitting in a coffee shop or something, drinking coffee, and he saw construction workers walking to work, like they had finished their lunch break or something like that, and they were going back to work. And he kind of had this epiphany, like, okay, those guys are construction workers. They have a day-to-day job. They go in at whatever it is, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. They work till 4 or 5 p.m. They put in their 8, 9 hours. No matter what, that's their job. And he's thinking to himself, okay, I'm a comic, I'm a comedian, but I can treat my job the same way. I can go at it with the same workman-like approach. And so he went from writing a couple of times a week to writing every day, 5 days a week, 8, 9 hours a day, whatever it was that he did. But that was his conversion point that really propelled him to superstardom. And I think a lot of people who reach that superstar level and are considered the best ever or among the best ever, that's something that they have in common. They did amazing things, but at the core of it, at the heart of it, aside from their talent and all that other stuff, the God-given stuff, they had this just steady, consistent work ethic that really brought everything together. I think consistency is a magical thing. So consistency helped me put this video together, even though I was like, what am I gonna talk about? I don't feel like doing this. And here we are 5 minutes later, and hopefully I've said something useful.